Here is your sports betting podcast for games of Thursday, March the 26th, brought to you by OffshoreInsiders.com. First, we're going to take a look at some news and notes. We'll take a look at ATS trends, betting trends, and a whole lot more. I'm Joe Duffy, CEO and Grandmaster Handicapper of OffshoreInsiders.com. We're actually going to be going over all these notes, some other metrics throughout the night. Check OffshoreInsiders.com for all the top plays from all the nation's top handicappers on the Sweet 16. West Virginia and Kentucky. Kentucky is the top defense in the country, allowing just 85.5 points per 100 possessions. West Virginia is 36th at 95.1 points per 100 possessions. WVU only 38th best offensive efficiency at 110.8 points per 100 possessions. The Wildcats 6th, though, at 119. West Virginia expected to attack Devin Booker with a pick and roll. Kentucky, great offensive rebounding team, while West Virginia is weak on the defensive board. So clearly West Virginia has to work on not giving up those second chances against Kentucky. Kentucky's got a 39.2 offensive rebounding percentage. So again, those second chances the key for West Virginia to prevent. WVU allows a whopping 46.8 field goal percentage versus teams normally getting just 43.7. Bob Huggins 8-2 straight up to John Calipari, but he was a favorite in 7 of those games. West Virginia's going to travel 158 miles, Kentucky 284. Kentucky's 9 deep, so they will not wear down, to say the least. West Virginia leading scorer Jawan Staten missed 4 games, and he looked rusty, but with the break should be pretty close to 100%. What will it take to beat Kentucky? Force the Wildcats outside. In their last 3 close, or in the 3 games that they had to sweat it out at the end, Kentucky was only 9 out of 41, 22% on 3-pointers. Kentucky got progressively better, though, against high-pressure defenses as the year went on. They faced 4 teams and a total of 5 games as they played Arkansas twice. Among the top 27 in turnover percentage, John Calipari went with his best 5 instead of a platoon system that he struggled with early on, and that seemed to be the proper adjustment. Wichita State-Notre Dame. Notre Dame is the luckiest team remaining in the dance. They're rated the 26th luckiest team in the nation overall. Wichita State is 119th. Ken Palm has them almost evenly matched with a modest edge to Wichita State. Notre Dame has come up short each of the last 6 tournaments, but finally made it to the Sweet 16. Their opener against Northeastern went down to the last possession in the round of 32 game against Butler. Went into overtime. Irish have a travel edge here, as we like to call it, a not-so-neutral court advantage. Notre Dame just 236 miles away. Wichita State, 872. Is it possible to have a letdown in Sweet 16? Certainly Wichita State beating Kansas would qualify their bigger in-state rivals. Of course, both teams will be looking ahead to Kentucky, but big revenge game for Wichita State, who beat that number 1 seeded and undefeated Shockers last year. Kentucky did 78-76 in the 3rd round in St. Louis. That was en route to a Final Four appearance for Kentucky. Wichita State has been by far the best transition defense in the country. It's only 14.5 field goal attempts are in transition against them. The Irish expected to have some success off the dribble, especially when Jarian Grant is measured up and guarded by Ron Baker. Shockers struggle with elite penetration teams. To beat Notre Dame will take some size and skill at the rim, which Wichita State has some size, but not really great skill. Xavier and Arizona. Remember, all this being brought to you by OffshoreInsiders.com, which includes the power of 620 sports services behind each and every play. That's right, the highest rated plays from the highest rated handicappers in their highest rated sports. They search around so you do not have to, and you get them at a fraction of the cost, and it's exclusively at OffshoreInsiders.com. Xavier and Arizona. Arizona, the second best team in the country. Number 7, second best team in the country remaining, that is. Number 7 in offensive efficiency. Number 3 in defensive efficiency. Xavier travels 1,895 miles. Arizona just 442 to this round. Arizona 15-4 their last 19 against the spread. 8 of those covers were by 11 or more. Xavier has a size edge in both of its tournament games so far, but Musketeers were able to take advantage of that. They're not going to have that advantage here. Xavier is going to combine 76 out of 36, 47% from beyond the arc in the tournament. Arizona coach Sean Miller left Xavier and compared it to going from a Buick to a Lexus. So if there's going to be a team motivated here, it should be Xavier, who was kind of insulted by their coach on the way out the door. Xavier, the most unlucky team left in the tournament, ranked 311 out of 351, though Arizona hasn't exactly had that much luck this year. They're ranked 250th in luck. Xavier has the 9th toughest schedule in the nation, which ranks 3rd of any team still alive. Xavier does have that height with Jalen Reynolds and Matt Steinbrook. Steinbrook can pass out of the high post and move Arizona's defense around. Xavier plays an effective 1-3-1 zone, and the only way to beat Arizona is to zone them and force them to take jumpers. Should the Wildcats hit outside shots, many experts think that Xavier is done because there's no way they can adjust to man-to-man. North Texas and Wisconsin, UNC's Kennedy Meeks is questionable. He's expected to be limited. He averages 11.6 points per game and 7.4 boards. Carolina has the best strength of schedule of any remaining team, the number 2 overall strength of schedule in the country. Wisconsin is 20th. UNC, the most up-tempo team left, and 12th in the nation. Wisconsin, meanwhile, the slowest tempo team of any team remaining, and 346 out of 351. With Sam Decker and Frank Kaminsky, powerful front court, but UNC is as dangerous as they are widely considered to be an underachieving team that's finally hitting some stride. UNC with the second-best interior defense, allowing 19.6% of their field goal attempts at the rim. The Heels, Marcus Page, is a type of guard who has given Wisconsin trouble. Small but lickety-split. Wisconsin has had a few days to adjust from what was considered to be a lackluster opening pod. No, folks, we're not done. We're going to take a look at some spread trends in just one moment. Hottest handicapper on earth right now is Stevie Vincent. As we file this report, still some games pending, but he is sizzling hot. Please visit offshoreinsiders.com to see what the number 1 handicapper of all time in terms of winning percentages. Stevie Vincent, see what he's got. www.offshoreinsiders.com, www.offshoreinsiders.com. And now let's take a look at some spread betting trends. All records are against the spread unless we do specify some over-unders. Wichita State and Notre Dame. The Shockers are 7-2 in the NCAA tournament, 45-18 following a straight-up win, 35-13 following a cover, 47-21 overall. However, they are 2-6 outside the conference and 1-4 their last 5 neutral court games. Fighting Irish, 21-6 on Thursdays, but they are 1-10 their last 11 NCAA tournament games. Notre Dame is going under 13-2 in the NCAA tournament. North Carolina and Wisconsin, Tar Heels 5-11 against teams with a winning record. Wisconsin 13-3 in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Badgers 19-7 outside the conference, 7-3 in the NCAA tournament. North Carolina has gone under 7-1 to the Big Ten. West Virginia and Kentucky. West Virginia 15-5 in the NCAA tournament, but they're 0-5 to the Southeastern Conference. Kentucky 11-3 on neutral courts, 1-9 in Thursday games. Kentucky has gone under 13-3 outside the conference. Xavier and Arizona. Xavier is 19-5 in the NCAA tournament, but 1-4 to the Pac-12. Arizona 14-4 following a straight-up win, 12-5 against teams with a winning record, 20-8 overall. Xavier has gone under 7-1 following a straight-up win. As they stand right now, the bookmakers should be in pretty good shape. There's no real overwhelming consensus play. The biggest ATS consensus is Arizona. 61% of the people who place bets are going with Arizona. 59% like underdog West Virginia. The biggest totals bet is Wichita State having 75%. Wichita State and Notre Dame over 75% of the bets. Also, Arizona and Xavier over the total has 69% of the bets. Now, who are you going to bet on? Who is the right side? Who are going to be the right totals? www.offshoreinsiders.com has the answer. www.offshoreinsiders.com.